Hopefully, that is slightly better. I don't know if that's made a big difference or not. I did say we're going to end it, so sorry if it just suddenly cut out for you. Hopefully that's a bit more in sync.
Polar bear to answer the question properly, other than if it were really a case of you can have absolutely anything, all logistics, everything covered. Yeah, I'd love a polar bear.
Oh, they do look like they're coming through much faster.
Yeah, they're coming too
You lost
fast.
the last minute. Oh, sorry, Prugs. So, savannah cat, wolf, polar bear, dolphin were the 4 options that came.
Yes.
So, from 8 Minky, you have the power to put one meme to rest. What is your choice?
The woman shouting at the cat.
Yeah, that's quite annoying.
It is an annoying meme. It's not clever. It's just.
Let me look in my own memes channel.
Is that what they meant by, or do they mean like a meme?
No, that's a meme.
I know that's a meme, but there's a difference between a meme and a meme in a stream.
I like most memes, but as soon as I remember one that I don't like, I'll let you know, because I generally like most.
The washing machine.
Unless you mean memes on the channel, in which case that's a good question. All answers are good answers here. Ape, if you mean memes on the channel, I think actually there was the VAR in yellow carding, which has sort of been addressed and put to rest anyway. So a stream meme, a stream.
Stream in the meme.
Yeah.
In a stream.
Everything else is sort of fair cop, I think. Ask Royal from Oni: is there any musical instruments that you wish you knew how to play? The piano.
You can play the piano.
No, more specifically jazz piano. I wish I could play jazz piano because I can sort of BS my way around jazz piano, but not properly. And I'm always in awe of people who can play jazz piano. And I think it's partly to do with how
many memes in a meme stream meme can a meme stream meme? Yeah.
Nearly. That was good. Yeah, jazz piano, because I think it's something to do with the more you know about something, the more you know you don't know about it, a sort of reverse Dunning-Kruger effect. And so because I'm reasonably knowledgeable of the piano, seeing people do something completely different with the piano, like jazz piano, awes me in a way that is greater than that. Everything else I'm sort of indifferent about. Guitar, maybe I wish I could play the guitar because I can't really play the guitar. I play the ukulele a little bit, but yeah, everything else is. I'll take a look. Jazz piano though, definitely wish I could do that. To both of us from Clive, if you could knock down one famous landmark and replace it with a Tesco Express, which would you choose?
The Arc de Triomphe.
No,
I love the Arc de Triomphe, but it's just, imagine that in the middle of that round circle. You just have Tesco Express.
Tesco Express in the middle.
That'd be amazing. There used to be the Arc de Triomphe here, but Tesco bought it.
Can a mod close off question acceptance here? We've still got 46 to get through, so I think a few more might have been coming in. So if we can get a close off any more questions, we'll try and get through as many as we can before 8:30, and then we'll come back to the others a bit later on. I've no idea. Famous landmark. Not replace any famous landmark with the Tesco Express. I was trying to think of landmarks I don't particularly like.
Gherkins.
There's a building though. I mean, it's
a landmark.
Stonehenge. No, I'm kidding. Not really.
I can't believe you just...
Oh, I know. The bloody great tower block in Bognor Regis.
Oh yes, that one.
That is an
that
eyesore.
one is an eyesore.
It's not really a landmark. It's certainly not a famous landmark. You can see it from space.
You know the whole thing they do. Simba and Mufasa looking at the Pride Lands, and you could be looking across the Pride Lands and you would see the tower block from Bognor Regis.
It is, yeah. So that, and there probably is a Tesco Express in Bognor Regis already, but yeah. Do either of you play incremental idle clicker games, and if so, which ones? We both went through a phase of playing Wordscapes, which isn't really an idle game. It's sort of the closest it came to an idle game. I went through a weird phase before I met you of playing Capital Tycoon, Capitalist Tycoon or whatever it was called, where you literally just press money and you go up to like duodendecillion dollars by making it do stuff. Did I go through a phase that with you?
I think you do. I don't particularly. Guessing that's what it.
Yeah, an idle game is just one. Yeah. Although I've got an obsession recently with the Swan Hatch timer from Lost. I reprogrammed that. That's sort of an idle game. You have to type 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42 every 108 minutes. So
it requires no skill. It's great.
It requires no skill. From Silent Marine, that one was from Chris M. Dixon, by the way. This one from Silent Marine. If you're given the opportunity, is there a show that either of you have always wanted to or host? I mean, I like all the games that I do on my channel, certainly. There's... I'm trying to think of any of that Ash does that I like. Nothing's leaping out. Nothing's leaping out. How about you?
Apart from Millionaire. But that's one of my favourite games. I did host that a couple of times, but like actually properly, I think that would be quite good fun. Oh, Weakest Link. I'd love to host the Weakest Link. I think I could do a pretty mean.
That would be quite fun, actually. Weakest Link's a good answer. I'd like, although if you're still listening, Ash, I'd quite like another chance to host Outright because that was fun last time. So if you ever want to play it yourself again, Ash,
playing Outright.
We do like playing Outright. Outright is good fun. But yeah, I'd love to give hosting Outright another go because that was Bay. From Samster, Royalist mentioned you recently watched all the Marvel movies recently. Which has been your favourite and which was the worst? Infinity War was my favourite. And
my favourite's always going to be Guardians, just because it's so you have all of this intense seriousness, and then suddenly it's like a breath of fresh air. Guardians of the Galaxy, it's nuts. The writing is absolutely brilliant. The dialogue is fantastic. The screenplay is very cleverly done. I do love.
Yeah. Least favourite. I mean, they were all good. They're all very watchable. Thor 2 was very forgettable, and Disney Plus sort of screwed up the subtitles for that. So actually, for a lot of the Dark Elf stuff and the scenes with Christopher Eccleston, we didn't get any. We didn't know what was going on.
I think you and I both have this though. But I love Thor, the first Thor. I absolutely adore that. But with the rest of them, Thor 2 and Thor Ragnarok, I just found them so dull. They just went on and on.
Oh, unpopular opinions, since we're on Marvel, sort of tangent to your question. Thor Ragnarok and Black Panther are overrated. Yeah. Unpopular opinion, I know. They're not terrible.
They're not, but it's just in the Marvel universe they fall down. It's a bit like Cars is still a good film, but it's not a good Pixar.
Comparatively.
You know, just to give you that they are good films, but for the Marvel universe they're a bit meh.
And Bank Holiday Weekend of Ultron.
Yes,
was
the age
of Ultron.
Bank Holiday Weekend.
Yeah, that was quite forgettable. Of the Avengers films, that one was quite forgettable.
But it did give us Scarlet Witch, and not Quicksilver.
And not Quicksilver.
Definitely not Quicksilver.
I'm going to move on from this question before anyone accidentally spoils anything.
We're going to become unfriended, or is it cancelled?
Top One Gaming asking Mrs. Flush, favourite cereal?
Porridge.
Good, that was quick. And from Brand New Halo, how do you feel about being called Mrs. Flush?
I don't mind. I quite like it actually. It's nice. It's nice having a nice moniker like that. I can kind of run with it because it'd be better than being Queen Flush, which sounds a bit like I don't know. It just doesn't sound right. So. Yeah, Mrs. Flush is good.
I'm now already about 20 seconds behind. Normally I'm consistently 2 to 3 seconds. The only thing I can think of is that you've introduced your third monitor, and I seem to remember that your Thursday stream had a bit laggy for me as well. And I think that you had the third monitor for that stream. Video stats on Twitch say I'm playing back at 20 frames per second, even though it's supposed to be 60. Don't know if it's causation, but it's certainly a correlation that's coming to mind. Can I just disable this monitor? Let me just bring everything down here a minute. Give me a sec, and I'll see. Oh, have some display settings. Actually, no, you can't see that at the moment, can you? Or can you? Next we're showing the webcam. Okay, that's really not helping, darling. How do I just disable a monitor then?
Unplug it.
Unplug it would work.
Just watch as we all
Watch
disappear.
as everything dies. Talk among yourselves. Good. Right. That monitor has been removed. I don't know if that's going to make any difference. Monitor unplugged. Let's see. And we'll see what happens from there. Right, let's go back to the questions. How do you feel about Miracle, Mrs. Flush? I'm aware of the time. It's coming up to 8:30. We've got 40 questions left, so we'll try and get through maybe 5 or 6 more.
Yes, power through, and then we can.
And then we'll do another restart. We'll do face off, and then we'll come back. We'll do red herrings and stuff. So, ask Roy, what cat food do you use, and does it stink as badly as the cat food we use? I can't answer the second part, but we use High Life. High Life.
So I'm quite fussy about pet food, and it's got to have like at least X% has got to be like actual food. So we get them High Life, and it doesn't smell terrible. No, I mean it's pet food. Dog food's better. The dog food's got actual, like you could open it and you're like, oh my god, there's an actual broccoli in this.
Oh yeah, High Life apparently. What's the best date night cuisine?
Wine, apparently.
Wine.
We don't really eat
steak.
Steak is good.
It depends because Dylan doesn't eat steak, so if we have a date night, just the two of us will tend to have steak. Ask Royal Anthem, if you could appear on any game show, which one? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Because it's got the highest prize, probably. Or maybe just to go retro for a minute, something like Friends Like These. The Ian Wright Anton Deck show from way back when. I think I always really enjoyed that, and I think I would have. It's a one at the time. I think as a teenager, I think I'd have really liked to have appeared on that show. So probably yeah, Friends Like These or Millionaire Topper. Ask Royal anything from Clive a Legend. You got 50 quid to spend at the pick and mix, but all the candy's been replaced by small men who glare at you. What do you do?
Clive's winning on the random questions tonight. There needs to be a random question prize.
What do you do? What do you do in that situation?
Well, I'm used to small men glaring at me.
This is my question. I don't jump into yours. Clive wanted to ask you. Could have asked you. What do you do? Leave the shop and go to the next shop, hoping that the candy hasn't been replaced by small men who glare at me. And take my £50 elsewhere. There we go. That's the answer. Right, Mrs. Flush, this is yours. Which is your favourite game of Ben's originals?
DangerZone. DangerZone, hands down DangerZone. I've always loved DangerZone. I always will love DangerZone. Although it is very, very closely followed by probably either Le Poisson Rouge or Risky Business.
Fun ones.
Yeah, the fun one. Anything that's... But DangerZone's got a special place in mine.
Yeah, a lot of love for DangerZone tonight. Thank you, Arden Feps. From Innes, is there a game show you wish you could bring to game night but can't for practical reasons? Friends Like These, actually. And I mentioned catchphrase in the server relatively recently. I would love to do that. I just don't think it would work because you need video and stuff. And I think Friends Like These would be fun. So I sort of did Dog Eat Dog back in the early days, which is in a way sort of similar, I think, to the Friends Like These, kind of. But yeah, probably Friends Like These. But which isn't practical. If I think of another one though, I'll come.
Do you know what you could do actually? But it would rely on people having our headset. But you could do Bullseye.
Bullseye. I know. Oh no, I've got the answer. It's not Bullseye. It's Big Break. Big Break is the answer to that question, which has also been mentioned in the server recently. Ash and I have had a chat about Big Break, and that would be huge fun to do, but enormously impractical because I love snooker so much. Just thinking you're overdriving the GPU with the monitors and coding that Sash is working through. Okay, so I've unplugged one of the monitors, so I'm hoping that might. So if everyone refreshes, and maybe that'll. Oh, there goes that theory. Now at 44 seconds, they're like, oh, okay.
Well, maybe I don't know if it's because there was suddenly an abrupt halt to the number of. That'd be good.
Maybe.
Like, oh, what's happened?
Maybe the monitor's coming unstuck has done a thing. We'll keep theorising. Answer Flushes. If any of you could be on one game show, past or present, which one would it be? I think we've answered that. Millionaire.
Yeah, Millionaire is always going to win.
And Friends Like These. You're on a wrestling tag team. What's your entrance music from Oni? The Vision On theme. Yeah, I'm happy to go with that. Vision On theme works, I think. How did you find Ash? I assume Catane was involved from Silent Marine. Yeah, so I joined the Catane server because we were playing Catane and I wanted to start making mods. I think we started playing with mods and then I decided I've got an idea. And Ash I messaged into the modding section and Ash messaged me. There was an exchange of words with someone in the Catane server and Ash messaged me to say, oh, so you've just had that encounter. And we got chatting after there and he gave me a bit of a leg up into the programming world, and then sort of branched out into his server and then I started my server and it sort of went from there. But yeah, before Catane I didn't even have Discord, so yeah, that's how I found Ash. Right, we're going to get down to 30. And then we're going to restart the stream again, hopefully without the third monitor, and we'll see how we get on. Ask Mrs. Flush again from Clive. Oh no, there's a bear coming straight at you. In the vicinity is a dull can opener, a signed portrait of Frankie Howard, and the contents of a Quality Street box, but with all the purple ones taken out. How do you survive?
Apparently, the best way to survive a bear coming towards you, if it's running at you, is to basically make it as distracted as possible. So running but throwing things because they get intrigued and they say remove items of clothing. Apparently, if you run along doing a bit of a strip show for Mr. Bear, they get curious about the thing that you've dropped and they're like, ooh, what in the bosses? What is this? This thing that you dropped? They look, I like the smell of it. Other than that, I don't know. It's just, you can't climb a tree because so can they. Well, actually, it depends what kind of bear as well. If it's a polar bear, I think I'm just basically going to pray that hypothermia gets me first. As I gradually strip off and hope the bear is going to get distracted. I imagine they probably just get confused and go, why is this human getting naked? What's this all about?
Okay, we're going to have 2 more, and then we're going to go on to Face Off, and we will come back to the rest of the questions that have been asked a bit later on. First of all, to both of us from DC Simmons, what are your favourite wines?
19 Crimes.
19 Crimes, which is an Australian... I think it's a Barossa Valley. It's not a Shiraz. Well, it might not be a Shiraz. It's not specifically a Shiraz. But 19 Crimes, which is one you get from Tesco, it's sometimes £7, sometimes £9 a bottle. But it's very, very nice. Generally Shiraz for me. Prosecco in the summer, as I mentioned already. Chilled Prosecco or a Shiraz if I'm drinking red. Occasionally, if we're going to drink white, it'll be a Pinot Grigio. And last question for now from Innes to me. Do you do any musical composition? Have you created any of the musical sound effects we hear on stream? I did the original music for DangerZone, so all of the sound effects you hear on DangerZone and DangerZone 2 are from me. I'm more of an arranger than a composer. I find composing I find it a little bit tedious, and I don't think I'm very good at it, though I might be wrong. My assignments at university always seem to be higher for composition than they seem to be for performance, which always slightly annoyed me because I wanted to be a performer and not a composer. But I think I've got a good ear for stuff and I can arrange stuff for choirs quite a lot. But in terms of original compositions, not very often. But I did do the sounds for DangerZone. And another one of my games, Isolation, which isn't a Twitch game. It had Twitch integration at one point, but then that got taken out. So, yeah. So, those are all the questions for now. We will come back to the other 28 questions a bit later on, but I am aware it's a face-off night, and I did say to the face-off players that we were going to start playing face-off at 8:30, and it is now just after. So we're going to have that first face-off heat. I'm just a heads up, I'll be restarting stream once more. I'm typing that into chat just so you get it in real time. I'll be restarting stream once more, then going to face off. Rest of questions later. I'm now putting that into the chat so you all can see that, even if this last minute or so gets chopped off. I'll manage without monitor number 3 for now. I've unplugged it entirely, and we'll see if that makes any difference. Ash seems to suggest that it's not. It might be our internet connection is bad. In fact, actually, why don't I just do a ping test quickly? Speed test. Let's go. In fact, let's just Google speed test. Run speed test. So download. That looks quite slow. Running speed test. Oh yeah. I might need to restart the router. May need to restart the router. So it could be a router restart.